رمضان مبارك رمضان كريم.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وإذ قال ربك للملائكة إني جاعل في الأرض خليفة قالوا أتجعل فيها من يفسد فيها ويسفك الدماء ونحن نسبح بحمدك ونقدس لك قال إني أعلم ما لا تعلمون. The history of man from time immemorial has proven to us a striking difference between the presence of a Khalifa and the absence of a Khalifa on earth. Let's look into the past era. I'm talking about the very basic period of the existence of man, even if we cast aside whatever could be a larger portion of human history when man has not developed to the perfect form of appearance you are having today. But considering the hundreds, thousands of years of history of man, talking about the period of the Neanderthals, or in relation to the period, to the Paleolithic and the Neolithic period, we will still be talking about fully grown man having our shape, having our structure. But what makes the difference between them and animals? Yes, they were human having almost every part, every appearance as ours as we are having today. But you can only feel very little difference between their state of life and that of animals that were existing that time, until the period of the decree of Allah comes that yes, it's not time for me to put a vicegerent on earth, it's time for me to put a Khalifa on earth. And when Allah the Almighty made this announcement, as it stated in the Holy Quran, Inni ja'ilun fil ardi Khalifa, I am about to put a Khalifa on earth. The angels also responded, saying from their experience of the type of human they knew in the past, or of the experience they knew they had, or what they envisaged that would happen with the existence of man on earth, they responded, Ataj'alu fiha man yufsidu fiha, are you going to put on earth those who will cause havoc on earth? Wa yasfiku dima, and they will split blood. Wa nahnu nusabbihu bihamdika, while we glorify your praise. Wa nuqaddisu laka, and we extol thy holiness. Allah the Almighty responded, Inni a'lamu ma la ta'lamun, I know what you don't know. I know what you knew not. And now let's ask ourselves, the 6,000 to 7,000 history of man from the period of Adam to date, compared to the hundreds of thousands of existence of human history before us. Are they comparable? Are they of the same standard? The few period, that few millennia we have in comparison with the period with hundreds of thousands of years before us are completely different. They have the difference of east to west. That is the indication of the blessing of Allah. That is the indication of the grace of Allah that comes with the vicegerent, the Khilafat, the system of Khilafat Allah the Almighty has placed on earth. This is to indicate the direct difference that we should always have in mind whenever we are talking about the blessings of Khilafat, because Allah the Almighty has attached all forms of blessings to the existence of Khilafat. The other aspect we should look into are the promises Allah the Almighty made in relation to Khilafat, when Allah the Almighty states in the verse of Istikhlaf, وَعَدَ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَدَ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنكُمْ وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ لَيَسْتَخْلِفَنَّهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ كَمَا اسْتَخْلَفَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ. That is, Allah the Almighty had made a decree for those who believe and do good works. He will certainly make them khulafa. He will certainly make them khulafa on earth, just like he made khulafa vicegerents among those who were before them. And when we look into their lifestyle, what we should expect means what we could expect of the khilafah of those before us. For example, among the khilafat that existed before our period was the khilafah after Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. In their presence, there was a stabilized kingdom and a system of guardianship from Allah the Almighty, for which the people of Israel were guided from time to time. Allah the Almighty had made the same covenant with Muslims, and there are a series of promises that comes with this covenant. If we look into them and the way they are fulfilled, then we'll know that the blessings attached to Khilafah are so much numerous. One of it is that, just like Allah the Almighty already said in relation to Prophet Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam, Inna ja'alnaka khalifatan fil ard. We are making you a khalifa on earth. Fahkum bayna an-nasi bil haqqi wa la tattabi' al-hawa. Therefore, make judgment between men with haqq and do not follow inclination. Now, let's look into the period of the Khulafa Rashidin. During the period of Hadrat Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu, after the demise of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the inclination of people, though very positive, though very excellent, was that the army of Usama bin Zaid radiallahu ta'ala anhuma should remain for the protection of Medina when people turn apostate, and some of them and others were not ready to pay zakat. But despite all the positive inclination of people, what stands on the heart of Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu is the will of Allah, is the decree of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And following this decree of Allah and that of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we saw the results that opens the way of success upon successes for Islam. Then Allah the Almighty had promised that la yumakkinanna lahum dinahum alladhi irtada lahum. Allah the Almighty will establish the faith which He has chosen for them. And indeed, Islam was established with the presence of Khulafa. وَلَا يُبَدِّلَنَّهُمْ مِنْ بَعْدِ خَوْفِهِمْ أَمْنًا, and is going to change their fear into peace and security. This is what we see throughout the life of Khulafa Rashidin, either from the period of Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu, or that of Umar, or that of Uthman, or even that of Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhum, and also in the Khilafah of Hazrat Imam Mahdi alayhi salatu wasalam. At every point of fear, we see their presence had been a source, a point of solace for the true believers. يَعْبُدُونَنِي لَا يُشْرِكُونَ بِي شَيْئًا. And this is another blessing, because the Holy Prophet ﷺ already gave us the directive that for us to safeguard our faith, we have to stand by the Khalifatullahi al-Mahdi, the Khalifa of Allah, who is the guided one. In this case, that means that for in the later days, in the prophecies given by the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there will be every reason for people to lose their faith. Faith will be on a very fragile state, on a very delicate state, that upon every step one can lose faith, and series of sectarian doctrines and ideas make people lose the actual faith. But notwithstanding, by the decree of Allah the Almighty, standing by the system of Khilafat means directly holding fast to direct faith. this is the success that is expected and is attached to Khilafah at every point in time. For that reason, the Holy Prophet ﷺ had directed, فَإِنْ رَأَيْتَ يَوْمَئِذٍ خَلِيفَةَ اللَّهِ فِي الْأَرْضِ, when in these precarious conditions, O ye believer, when you see the Khalifa of Allah established on earth, فَأَلْزِمُهُ, stand by it, stand by him, stand by the Khalifa. وَإِنْ نُهِكَ جِسْمُكَ, even if your body will be ripped off, وَأُخِذَ مَالُكَ, and your property will be taken away from you, yet stand by the system of Khilafah. The Holy Prophet ﷺ, that knows better than any one of us and knows the will and decree of Allah, had directed us to this glorious path. Therefore, it is my word for each and every one of us. Let's stand by the blessed system erected under the decree of Allah and the decree of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and our faith shall be safeguarded till eternity. Our faith shall be in security till eternity. May Allah the Almighty continue to guide us and protect our faith at all times. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.